Hi, my name is India Ambo. I am an environmental scientist at the Louisiana Department of Environmental Quality, and today I am going to demonstrate our Enviroscape model as it relates to nonpoint source pollution. In order to talk about nonpoint source pollution, we must talk about the definition of point source pollution. Point source pollution comes from one specific place, like a chemical plant. Facilities like this are monitored by the Louisiana Department of Environmental Quality Permits Division to ensure that they do not release too many pollutants into our waterways. Non-point source pollution is exactly what it sounds like. Non-point source pollution does not come from one specific place, so it's very hard to control. And the best way to think of it is to think that anything that falls on the ground can end up in our waterways because of runoff. Runoff happens when it rains and it picks up anything that is on the ground, and as long as the water is moving, the pollution can also spread. Let's start with the farm. On this farm we have a few cows, and as you can see, these cows have no access to water on the farm, but they do have access to the waterway. If those cows are thirsty, they will use that waterway as a water source. They also have the opportunity to use the bathroom while they are in the water. If that happens, feces and urine could travel through our local waterways and increase the bacteria concentration. To prevent this, it is suggested to have a water trough available so the cows have an area to get water and also have the area fenced off so the cows have no access to the waterway and no reason to go. Now let's move to our neighborhood. Most people like to grow plants and gardens around their homes. We know that plants need water, oxygen, and sunlight to grow, but they also need nutrients. Store-bought fertilizers contain high concentrations of nutrients, specifically nitrogen and phosphorus. These nutrients promote the growth of healthy plants. The problem with this is that too many nutrients cause problems for our waterways. These nutrients can enter our waterways through runoff. When there is an increase in nutrients in the water, the oxygen decreases. This decrease in the available oxygen makes it hard for fish and other aquatic life forms to live and can even result in fish kills. In order to reduce the amount of nutrients that can come off in a rain event, homeowners should reduce the amount of nutrients applied so that if it does rain, the extra nutrients can be absorbed by the plants as opposed to running off into our sewers and ending up in our local waterways. Now let's talk about cars. The first type of pollution that comes to mind when we think of cars is usually air pollution, but cars can also cause non-point source pollution. When cars aren't properly maintained, they can develop leaks. Oil leaks are the most common type. So when it rains, these substances are carried and can travel as long as the water carries it. In Louisiana, there are grassy areas and trees growing along our interstates, and the purpose of those areas is to filter out some of the pollutants which may run off before they make it to our local waterways. If we didn't have the trees and grass growing alongside our interstates, the pollutants would not be filtered. Last, let's move to our construction site. The construction site is located very close to the waterway. Bulldozers move dirt around, and if that dirt is not contained, when it gets wet, it turns into mud and can move into our waterways. This increases the sediments in the water, can change the coloration, and even reduce visibility. To reduce this type of pollution, special fences are required alongside construction sites to keep the sediments in an enclosed area. Now that we have discussed a few of the sources of non-point source pollution, I hope you have a better understanding of the causes and sources. Thank you for watching.